very entertaining. It was just really fun to watch. I was laughing out loud at some points when Trevor goes, because I had seen this in a video before, but when Trevor goes and visits Franklin, he's like, "Oh, hey, my N-word." He actually says N-word,
Yeah.
and he like jumps over the fence and his foot gets caught, and he just fucking face plants into the cement, and Franklin's like, "Ha ha ha!" He just starts butting. That shit got me rolling. But I was playing that, and I was just like, I got no other games. Like, I really want to play. Like, I want to play something that's like fun, has a good story, like a decent story. Like, look at like the games I have. Like, I got nothing. I got like Mass Effect 2. I was just like, "You coming with me?" I got Mass Effect 2. I started up the game. I was just like, yeah,
nice.
I like this shit. It's a good story. I know I'm gonna be happy. It's great gameplay. So anything with a good story, at least, I'm gonna be on board for, because there hasn't been a lot since Last of Us. Last of Us is like the last great story I played.
Nice.
Yeah, it was Last of Us. Assassin's Creed 4, it's a fun-ass game. Story is just kind of there, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a story. It's fun.
Well, in that case, I definitely recommend Spec Ops, because you'll have a nice good story.
Really? Is it? I guess one last question about Spec Ops. What's the time period?
I guess it'd be like modern time.
Modern time?
Because pretty much the guys, I think they're like, I want to say they're veterans of. Oh, I guess it would be like kind of like they went to like Operation Freedom, like when they went to like Iraq, like they did like some like missions like there, like they're part of the Delta, or the main character you play as is part of the Delta Force. So it's like it's kind of like still modern times where we're in the Middle East. There's like the whole like war for oil type stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, the whole it all takes place in Dubai.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Dubai. That's what I was trying to think of.
Does
It's
it look good?
Dubai during a sandstorm.
It looks okay. It doesn't look great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
Unreal 3 engine. So
Okay.
like basically what's typical from like DMC and.
I mean, if you
Rainbow
guys say
Six
it's good, I
games.
completely, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Like to me, like the good parts of it vastly outweigh like its flaws.
Nice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, but to the next topic.
Yeah, I got this one.
Okay.
All right. So one of my favorite developers or publishers, Atlas, touts success of controversial beat 'em up on Sony platforms. Vita exclusive Persona 4 Golden ships 700K.
Nice.
Love that shit.
Booty clap.
Love that shit. Yeah, and I guess I'll read the article. Atlas has found that niche titles can still put up big numbers. The Japanese publisher today gave sales updates of two of its recent hits, saying the fantasy beat-em-up Dragon's Crown has shipped 800,000 copies today, while Persona 4 Golden has shipped 700,000 copies. I have one of each of those copies, those games. Both
You got
tallies.
Dragon's Crown?
I have Dragon's Crown and Persona 4 Golden. Two out of
Is that
the...
the one with the witch with the big boobs?
Yeah, that one up there?
I don't think it's her, but she's like
There's a
brunette
dragon.
and she looks like a witch.
And
Yeah,
huge
yeah,
boobs.
kinda has a
Yeah, it's
crown.
Dragon's Crown. I mean, there's a lot of chicks with
What
huge
game
boobs.
did you get it on?
Vita?
Oh, is
Two
it
out
good?
of 2 out of 3 games I own on Vita, which is Persona 4 Golden, Dragon's Crown,
Nice.
and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But yeah, it's they're both good. Dragon's Crown does have a lot of titties in that game. A lot of big, like all the females have big titties, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Future back.
both titles include a number of copies downloaded through Sony's PlayStation
Lots of
Store.
titties.
First release for the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita in July, Dragon's Crown sparked plenty of debate upon its release for its hypersexualized depiction of female characters. Developed by Vanillaware, the game was originally set for a 2012 release from UTV Ignition Games, but Atlas later acquired the rights to the project from the company and added to its own release schedule in Japan and North America. Although Persona 4 Golden shipped fewer copies in a longer stretch of time, first release in June of 2012, its total may be more impressive. The game is a remake from the 2008 PlayStation 2 RPG Persona 4 and managed to hit its sales mark despite releasing exclusively on the PS Vita. Those shipment numbers are poised to grow further as Atlas is discounting the downloadable versions of most games in Japan until the new year.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
That's pretty old school. That it's a remake of a PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah, Persona 4, is PlayStation 2. Golden is just a Vita version. That's what
okay.
Golden means. Just because they just made it crisp.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically just like an actual HD remake is what it is. They literally got it and made it look good.
Yeah.
You know? It all looks the same as it did on PlayStation 2, except the graphics are crisp.
Yeah.
There's no frame drops or kind of pixelated stuff.
Mhm.
It's all just smooth. A lot of whatever FPS. Chris.
Reanimated?
Yeah.
It's all reanimated?
Yeah, not like all completely. I mean, I would say it is. The menus are definitely just everything is just better. You know, HD remake. All I'm going to say is going to be rambling, but
It's good.
Dragon's Crown is really cool too. It's really short though. Persona 4 Golden will take you like a year to beat.
Dragon's Crown. They spent all their budget just designing the female characters.
Well, Persona 4.
We need more polygons.
Persona 4, you get to a certain point in the story, right? And you have to choose like what you think, because it's all about the whole game is an investigation, right? So you choose like how to close the investigation. Like, all right, it's this person, it's this person, it's this person, or it's this person, right?
Yeah.
There's like 5 choices. You pick wrong, the game ends. Doesn't really tell you anything. You just and you pick a few certain things, like the game will end. You know, if you pick the correct choice, the game has like 3 more hours of gameplay. Not even joking. It's like a 60 hours you put in this game. It's like, oh, we got 3 more hours for you. Pick the right
crazy.
one, and it even goes to the actual true ending.
Okay.
I still haven't done that shit, but it's too long.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, sounds exciting. I don't know. I might play though. I think one day I just want to sit down and play like a good like JRPG.
Yeah, Persona 4.
Tales of Xillia.
See that Persona or
Chrono Trigger.
what's the one that you just beat? Nino Kuni.
Nino
Oh
Kuni.
yeah.
Nino Kuni.
I would actually recommend Tales of Xillia.
Yeah.
I haven't beat the game yet. I'm only about maybe 15 hours in.
He's a Tales fan, a Persona fan. We're both Nino Kuni fans.
Nice.
Just kidding. But
I beat Nino Kuni.
He's a
The
PC,
initial
I'm a Mac.
story. I just haven't finished all the follow-up storylines.
what were you saying about Tales?
Tales, I think, is just a better game. I don't think it's the graphics are a little less, I guess,
Then
than Nino Kuni.
I
Like,
really
Nino
like the
Kuni's
animation
got-
of Nino Kuni.
Nino Kuni's got really crisp, nice. What do you call it? What is that art style called?
Cell shade.
Cell shaded animation.
Yeah.
It's really good. At least I believe it's cell shaded, but it's really nice and crisp looking.
it's
And there's no like,
so good.
you don't see polygons or anything like that. It looks like it was animated by Studio Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Tales of Xillia doesn't have that luxury, but it's still a really great, fun game. The voice acting, I will say, I think is far superior
To Nino Kuni.
to Nino Kuni, and the storyline as well. It's mature, and it shows people dying. I mean, not in a bad way to where I would have like Jet cover his eyes, but like they die pretty brutally. Like there's a hex installed.
Ooh.
There's like a hex put around these people, around your main characters. Like they get captured at one point, and they get these little what do you call it? Anklets put on them. It's like if you go past this hex. What do you call it? Spell. You're gonna die automatically. And they were like, "Tell me where the key is that you stole." And your main character's the one that stole the key. And they're like, "I'm not telling you anything." And you're not choosing this. She's just "I'm not telling you anything. Screw you." And they're like, "Fine." They grab this like innocent person and just throw her past the line. And she explodes. And then you just see like, and then it does like this shifty camera angle at the floor, and then you just see her hand like plop from the bottom. I was like, holy, this is dark.
Wow, I gotta play that game.
This is dark. I mean, it's not like dark, but then like right after that, it's like, you think we're joking now? And then what did she say? He's like, you won't hurt me or my friends because you need to know where that key is, and I'm not telling you if you blah blah blah. It's like just totally calls them out on their bluff.
Yeah.
And then someone else comes in, and then she starts like insulting them, and then makes them like rise in anger, and then strike at her, and so she like manipulates that, and then takes the other person hostage. Like, looks like I have all the cards in my favor now. It's like, oh,
Damn.
so it's like really cool. It's like it's semi-dark, but like dark enough to where like, okay, this is pivotal to the story. It's not just shock value.
Yeah.
This one just came
And
out,
it's
right?
like, yeah, it came out a couple months ago.
Okay.
But it's a really fun story, and like, even in because it has the thing like if you remember from Tales of Symphonia, where like these like off dialogue things will just happen to where like it's just character development.
Yeah.
And then the panels will come up, and they're just like the faces, and then like as they're talking, like the faces will change to like looking miffed,
That's
to looking happy.
that's what Persona is, cardstock.
Exactly, cardstock. There you go. It's cardstock, but the voice acting for the cardstock is just as incredible as the voice acting for the cutscenes.
Okay, so
You know,
making
but
Persona
they're
look
all
pretty bad right now.
They're all in-game cutscenes, but it's like you feel like you know the characters more and more every time one of these little because every time you see an interaction, a little prompt will happen at the bottom of your screen, and then you'll just hit select, and then all the characters will start talking and interacting, and they're like, "Oh, this is fun." And even every time you finish a battle, like there's different. There's a lot of them recycle, of course. But there's different like character interactions. So if like there's I forget the not a bounty, he's a mercenary. He's really cocky. Kind of reminds me of you in a way. But there's like a part where you're the main character. I forget her name, Maxwell. They cross swords, and she's like, "Job well done." He was just like, "Naturally." She's like, "Of course, or else I'd have to fire you." And he's like, "Hey now." Like the way it's delivered, like I'm not doing it justice.
No,
but the way it's delivered, like I never skip the battle points and all that. I'll hear it all the way through because it's just like it's just fun interaction. It's like because it's like lighthearted fun. Like you just killed a bunch of monsters in cold blood just because like you were in their territory.
Yeah,
and you just have like this nice lighthearted moment. It just feels good and it helps keep the game fresh.
I completely understand that. That's basically
one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, okay, Columbo.
Okay, I got to the part where I have 5 characters in my party. You can only have 4 active.
Of course, it's a JRPG.
But it has this ingenious thing to where if you hit R3, if you push it down, you can sub the other character in.
Ooh,
so you never feel guilty about taking a party member out because you can bring them in in case that their powers or abilities are like perfect for the situation. So you can have them sub out. So you hit R3, and then you pick which character you want to sit out. Pretty much bench.
Yeah.
And then when you have to do it quick, or else it goes back to the fighting. So then you have to hit R3 again. So then you use the D-pad. So it's like, okay, if I want to take Maxwell out, I'll press up on the D-pad, and then it says, okay, which character do you want to bring in? And if you only have the one guy, then it's going to be any of the directions. So you just press one, and then it brings him or her in, and then you can just start using them. But if you don't use them for a really long time, like I had switched one of the dudes out. I forgot the kid's name, but he's like a scientist in training.
Nice.
And I was in the middle of a battle, and then I just I think it was the middle of battle, or I was just running around the town, and then. You just hear him say, like, hey, it's nice that I don't have to... It's like, I'm not much for fighting, but it'd be really nice to feel helpful every now and again. And it's after not using him for, like, an hour or so.
That's pretty
So it's like, it just keeps all this little nuances in mind, like, oh, that's awesome. Like, because I kind of did forget that I had him on my team. Because I get this badass old man that throws, like, shurikens to make symbols, similar to the... what's her name? Kai Lang from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The little girl. She like moves like that, so he'll throw the daggers.
Alka-history.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like alka-history. So he'll throw them up in the air, and it forms like a little, little symbol at the top, or he'll throw them on the ground, and it'll trap people.
Nice.
So it's like this dude's just badass.
That's pretty sick.
So I like having him on my team. So I don't know. It's just a really fun game. I highly recommend it.
It is perfect because I can compare everything about Persona to that game. So definitely Persona is more. I guess it's definitely lighthearted. The premise of it is very dark. The whole story is a dark story. The whole the presentation is very lighthearted though. You're a high school student. You go into this. You just got to this town. You're staying with your uncle. You start going to this high school. You don't know anybody. You're a new kid. You're from the city. Yeah, that whole thing. And then murders start happening constantly. It started in the city. Like murders have never started in the city before you got there. Now one's happening like once a week. You found out about this thing called the Midnight Channel that on a rainy night when you stare into your TV screen when nothing's on, a channel appears and it's something like to another dimension. So when that comes up, whoever appears on that channel, on the Midnight Channel, is slated to die later that week. So you have to basically wait till the fog sets in. So basically, it rains. You have to save them before the fog sets in, right? Okay. So when it rains, that's when you watch the Midnight Channel because you have to watch it when it's raining at midnight. So when you watch it, you see who comes on the TV, and they're slated to die within the week. They're slated to die when the fog sets in. So whenever it rains, it takes a few days for the fog to set in. To have that amount of time to do whatever you're going to do. It doesn't tell you what to do. It's just like make sure you have a calendar and stuff. Like, just make sure you do whatever the hell you're going to do. Go into the TV at some point to the other dimension and save that person.
Gotcha.
If you don't save them, they die, and you probably have to start over or start from a different checkpoint, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often, because all you have to do is just pay attention to what day it is. And it tells you, on the calendar, it tells you, like, sunny weather, rainy weather, foggy weather, so, there's really no excuse to miss it.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's